Hello everybody and welcome back. And The Armed is an interesting band for me to talk about. Um, they released an album only a few weeks ago called Ultrapop that I found an album of the year, and I was personally surprised by that album, so I wanted to go back into their discography and see what else they had to offer. Was I as enlightened as I was when I heard Ultrapop? It's a hard no. Uh, but I still want to make a video about this band because not too many people talk about them, and I wanted to give them some exposure, even though they have way more fan base than I'll ever have. It's like, but hey, it's like no one ever on YouTube talks about these guys, so I'll stick my hat into this little minefield here. With that being said, let's get on to the video. Before we get into the video, I know, quite hypocritical of me. It's not an advertisement either, though. But before I get into the video, I wanted to talk about the future of this channel and the very limited resources I have, because I film all my videos on my freaking tablet. So it's like, my tablet's like really bitty bitty, like storage wise. So it's really hard to record things and get it all together in one clip. Uh, but I did it before. I had problems with the My Chemical Romance video and the OK Orchestra review with getting files compressed into one file on my tablet. And I filmed a Coldplay rankography video very recently that I had to delete because I absolutely couldn't. There was no loophole I could find that would break this little system of mine. And here we are today. So like, I probably will re-record the Coldplay rankography video in a briefer way. It was like 21 minutes, and it needs to be like under 20, I think, or a little less than that. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Just like, it's just hard, and that's the main reason why I don't upload videos as often, because like there's just the horrifying threat of what if I can't put these clips together and not put the video out at all, which is like I wasted my entire Saturday filming that Coldplay video only for me to be met with a horrible realization that I could not put it out, and I had to delete that video entirely. But I will try to re-record that someday and get it out, probably hopefully before June. So I look forward to that, and now let's actually get on to the video. Okay, their debut album's called Untitled, I think. I don't know if it's just Untitled because they don't have a title for it, or if it's actually called Untitled. But, uh, this album is weird, dude. Like, it's just heavy screamo with little to no meaning, and you can't follow it at all. You just have to sit there and just kind of listen to it and try to pull something, anything. Just, like, hold on to something because you're in for a wild ride, and it's not really a good one either. I don't mind screamo that much. If it's done well, it can be really good, just like most genres. Except country. All my homies hate country. But, friggin', like, screamo is just, like, this form of it, too, is not very pleasing to listen to. There's just nothing that really appeals to it. It's really friggin' mediocre. I don't remember exactly what I gave this, but I think I gave it like a 53 out of 100. And if that's right, then I still stand by that. It's a low 50. Light 5, Fantano. God, I love Anthony Fantano. Yeah, really, Light 5. There's nothing at all worth pulling out of that album, and you'll never ever find anything to pull out of that album. Now, their second album is called Only Love, and I find myself enjoying this one a little more. It was a lot more experimental than just freaking rock screamo, like pure like fucking like drugs just being injected, and like you're like whole cannot keep up with it. You can't really keep up with this one either, which is like a fun little quirk of RM music that you cannot keep up with it. But at least here it's a little more. I don't have a good word for it. Like there's a more of a direction, I could say. It doesn't seem like they're just kind of playing instruments and someone's just screaming over it. It feels like there's like an actual formula to it, and there's different things instead of. Oh, another thing about Untitled that I hated was every song was either like slow instrumental and then had an explosion and screams. It was every fucking song was that exact same formula, and it was really annoying. Every song, even the slower songs, it ended with a huge explosion, and that really got on my nerves. But I found myself enjoying this album a lot more, but it's still pretty mediocre. Some cuts, some like fillers, a freaking 8-minute track to close out the song that has no right being even more than like 5 minutes. It could have been like 6 minutes, probably, honestly. 6 minutes would have done it very well, but I don't have much else to say about this album. It's not bad, but like I wish I tried a little harder if I could make that complaint. It just doesn't feel complete, but it feels more complete than their previous album. So I guess that's progress. And now we're finally gonna get to talk about Ultrapop, which is an album. Honestly, for some people, maybe even a sleeper album of the year. This album is wonderful. Um, it does so many cool like genre bending things with like synth pop and like noise rock, and it blends it together in a really nice way. That's really pleasing to both listen to and dissect. There's not much I can complain about this album besides maybe some songs sounding too similar, some songs just sounding plain out bad. The compression is really freaking high, and it gets a little annoying sometimes. But I can look past it just because of how passionate I feel the vocal, instrument, and just the whole performance in general is. Um, Besides all that, yeah, this album is really great, dude. It really like, I wouldn't say it like puts noise rock in like, for me personally, I don't think it perfected noise rock, but it did noise rock very well. Because I don't think you can do much better with that amount of compression on rock than how they did it. One complaint I have is the vocals being too quiet, which is something that all of the art music follows. That the vocals are so quiet that they're really hard to hear. And since he screams most of the songs, it just really does sound like just screaming nonsense. But yeah, Ultrapop by the Armed is. I am planning on doing a top 10 2021 albums and a either bottom 5 or bottom 10 2021 albums, and I can almost guarantee that Ultrapop will be somewhere in the top 10 list. So yeah, that's all this about Ultrapop. Great album, I recommend it, especially if you want to keep up with music of 2021. It was a little bit under the radar, but it was still, if you follow album of the year, you probably listen to it, and I liked it a lot. Alright, that's gonna do it for this video of Experience. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you want to see next. It really helps out my channel. Really helps me to get motivated to make these videos for you all. I really appreciate any and all support. And yeah, I have an idea for a video, which is where I go through some album and rank every song on it. If you want to, if you have an album recommendation for me to rank every song on, I'm very open to those as well. I'll try to get one of those videos out shortly. I don't know what album I'm going to do just yet, and I don't really have a title for it, but once I get those two questions answered, I'm straight to recording. So yeah. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.